In this video, I determine what the objective best bed defense in Bedwars is. I suggest you stick around till the end of the video to see what I find. And as always, only one person is subscribed to me, so if you derive joy from this video, feel free to subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind. With that being said, enjoy the video. One of the most integral concepts in Bedwars is, well, breaking beds. Before diving into bed defenses, an important distinction must be made. Defensive tactics are vastly different in different Bedwars game modes, that being singles, doubles, threes, and fours. Because of the different defensive tactics, the best bed defense will be different for each of these modes. Another important distinction to make is the difference between fast and slow gen maps. Fast gen maps will give you 3 times the amount of iron as a slow gen map, which is important when considering what bed defense you want to build. Also, before we get into the findings, I excluded obsidian from any sort of bed defense, as it is obviously the best bed defense, no questions asked. With that out of the way, here are my findings. I first looked into what makes a good bed defense. What makes some bed defenses better than others? The factor that makes bed defenses quote-unquote good is a long time to mine. There are 2 main ways to increase the time to mine of a bed defense, using harder materials and adding multiple layers. Here are the mining speeds of the blocks in Bedwars, with and without the proper tools. You can see that endstone is the strongest, while wool and glass are the weakest. Using these harder materials in your bed defense will increase the time it takes to mine the bed. However, we must also consider the cost of said materials in the future. Now of course, to increase the time to mine, you're going to want to have multiple layers in a bed defense. More layers means more blocks an attacker must mine through to get to the bed. However, too many layers can cause problems. Lots of layers makes it harder to get around the base, making it difficult for defenders to get attackers who are on the opposite side of the bed defense, giving them time to block in. Typically, you don't want to have more than 3 layers, as I found this was the sweet spot between protection and obstruction. With this information, can we determine the best bed defense? Well, sort of. There is no single best bed defense, as it varies wildly depending on the player and the mode being played. On solos and doubles, there are 2 primary interactions that can occur when an attacker enters your base. Either you are there and defend, or you aren't and they easily break your bed. Either way, the best bed defense is a small, cheap one. Obviously, it doesn't matter if you aren't defending your bed, but why do you not want a big bed defense if you're there to defend? This is because, unless you aren't paying attention, the attacker must kill you before breaking your bed. If you win the fight, that was due to your PvP skill and not because of your bed defense. If you lose, your bed will be broken, as the 5-second respawn time is long enough for an attacker to break most beds. Either way, the bed defense did nothing in this interaction. There are certain select situations where you may have a mining fatigue trap and have time to get back to your base and save your bed, in which case a big bed defense would save you. But in general, you won't be playing much defense, which makes an investment into anything large a waste. For that reason, I recommend a only wool defense, but if you really want to put something more on your bed, then the wood wool defense is best on slow gen maps, and the endstone wool defense is best on fast gen maps. 3s and 4s are a different story. In these modes, not only do you play more defense, but you also have more resources at your disposal. In these modes, the best defense is the butterfly defense. This defense gets its name from the bottom layer of endstone, which resembles a butterfly with its wings. To build this defense, you need 12 endstone and 14 glass. You place the endstone around the bed with 2 side wings sticking out and cover the middle section with glass. You then cover the whole thing with wool. This bed defense not only has a relatively long time to break, but it is also rather compact, being only 3 layers, and it protects against TNT. It is also fairly cheap considering its value, costing only 104 iron, which sounds like a lot, but in reality, if you have a full team, you only need to be in the generator for 24 seconds in 3s and 9 seconds in 4s to have a combined 104 iron. Furthermore, you get to conserve your gold to put toward other things such as iron armor or TNT. However, what if I told you that there is an even greater method of bed protection, one used by all of the best Hypixel Bedwars players, one so effective that if executed correctly in most cases, will result in your bed never even being touched. This bed defense is in fact offense. Typically, a Bedwars game works as so. 2 teams constantly rush each other until one team wins and then move on to the next target. While there are situations where you will be facing a double rush, these situations are just unfortunate luck and are far and few between. If you are able to keep up offensive pressure on a team, not allowing them to get anywhere near your base due to your constant rushing, then they will never even have a chance to mine your bed defense. This is why in Bedwars, offense is the best defense. In sum, Bedwars is a game that rewards an aggressive playstyle. While we have gone over different bed defenses you can put over your bed to prevent attackers from breaking it, no bed defense can beat good, consistent offensive pressure. If you would like to see a video where I go more in depth about offensive pressure, feel free to leave a like and show your support on this video. That way, I know it's something you guys would be interested in. As always, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.